Hello, I like to make today ice cream cake, Spiderman ice cream cake. What basically idea is, it just come to my head, so it's no recipe for it. So basically what we have is one spring baking pan, as you can see, which is 20 centimeter wide, and we have one smaller one. Sometimes you can buy them in a set together with actual shree. You can get even shree, which is one bigger. I have a bigger one, but I thought this will be too massive if we have three, so two is fine. And so we have one spring baking pan which is 20 centimeter wide, it's 8 inches, and we have the smaller one which is about 15 or 15.5 centimeter wide. So idea is basically to place one ice cream on top of another, and after we make spider web. So before we start the recipe, tip over upside down them, smaller put on top of bigger spring baking tin, and find some sort of bowl which will fit on top of these two pans, because we want later, when our ice cream will set, we later will pipe spider web and place it on top of this bowl which we choose, and we place spider web and the place on top of our ice cream with the Spider-Man on top. So once you choose bowl which is we will use for the making spider web, because this is basically step 2, but we do need choose, because once our ice cream will be in the fridge, it will be difficult for you to tip over. So first of all, tip over whatever pan you will, baking tins you will choose. Maybe you want wider, maybe you want larger, maybe you want taller. It doesn't matter. Matter is idea basically. So we have 2 baking tins. Find it basically bowl. So once you find the right bowl, set it aside for later. We will use this as our basically spider web shape. So we find this bowl. Now what we do is, next we spray our spring baking tins with a little bit cooking oil. I tell you why, because it's just easier to stick cleaner up. See, put cleaner up nice and tightly, make sure it's overhang on the sides, and make sure it's all until right to the top. Make sure no gaps or anything like that, otherwise ice cream will just come over. If you have bigger pan, what you do is making place cleaner up one way, then you can place another one like a crossways. So put them on side for later. And for this recipe we need vanilla ice cream, which is just normal average vanilla ice cream. Take it from a fridge for a little bit, say for 15 to 20 minutes, to just make sure it's nice and soft. And we need 4 liters. This is 2 liters, so we need 2 of those containers. I already placed it in. So in a smaller spring baking pan, I check out volume, and we need 5.5 cups of ice cream. So we have 5.5 cups. For bigger spring 20 centimeter baking tin, we need 9.5. So in total it will be 4 liters of ice cream. So once we place it, what we do, we take royal blue gel food coloring and tint the larger one, because this will be our bottom of a cake. So we place nice amount, because it's big volume of this ice cream, and we start tinted. Add more the gel food coloring if it's not enough, and in second, which is smaller, we will add red gel food coloring to make it second. As you can see, we finished tinted. This is our red one, and the blue I already placed it in. It's actually colored sort of like that become. Well, with the blue one, place in a large 20 centimeter spring baking, which is, as I said to you before, we lined with a cleaner up, and set, as you can see, it's level, so we level it. Now what we do is here, now we can place our red. So we place in a smaller this smaller spring baking tin. Let's have a look. We want nice and flat, so we do need level just a little bit with the spatula or something. So what we do, we level. Next is we just a little bit tap it to make sure we fill up all these gaps. Do not really concern, because once it's will set, and when we assemble, we will place sort of knife around to smooth the sides. So now what we do with this one, we will cover with the cleaner and place in the freezer for at least 6 hours. I would suggest it best of all to do actually overnight. It's easier too. Once you're done all this stuff in the evening, next day your ice creams is ready, and you only have to make the spider web and place a Spiderman on top. So let's place it our ice cream cakes in the ice cream bicycle in the freezer for overnight. Before we take in our Spiderman ice cream from freezer, what we have to do, take a piece of non-stick baking paper, just crunch up a little bit to make it more flexible. Otherwise it's a little bit stiff to loosen up. So this is our bowl we chosen yesterday. So have a look how fast this goes. You happy with have spider web that size on your cake, because that's how much it's actually cover cake. So scratching up a little bit, and what we do is next place it here, and we have the melted white chocolate. So we'll make it a little hole right here, and we start pipe the spider web. So what I think we will do is yeah, spider web kind of goes that way, sort of. So we start from the middle, and we make it kind of spiral sort of thing. Quite sure I need it a little bit larger hole, otherwise we will pipe forever. So what we do, we pipe spiral way, as far as you want to go. Really, you want to have a little spider web, that's okay. You want to have a larger one, that's alright as well. So we continue like that, and then we can make another second layer to make it a little bit thicker. So once you're done spiral, you just go in now and make an actual spider web. Probably we need also a couple layers of it to make it nice and strong, because it would be easier for us to peel it off as well. So what we do is next we just place on top of our choosing bowl, and we will place in the refrigerator to set completely before we here we are. So here our bowl, and what we do is carefully transfer on top like that, and what we do, place in the refrigerator to set before we peel it off. Now to assemble our Spiderman ice cream cake, what we have is we place a bottom part of which is blue ice cream on bottom, and we slide the top which is red, and we have a little cake topper. You can get all different kinds of those. I got a Spiderman. So now our Spiderman is web ready. We peel it off and place it on top. When you peel it off spider web, what you do, tip over and place on your palm, then tip over the non-stick baking paper, place it on top, and place your little figurine on top. So as you can see, it's not too bad cake. You can make spider web, of course, much larger if you wanted to. This is just the first time I do it, and I hope you do like it. Everything will be in the description box as always. Thank you very much for your time with me today. Until next time, goodbye.